This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another Farming Simulator 22 Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at La Coronella. But before that, this video is brought to you by Mike Jolcure and UTV. Thank you for being farm barons. So the La Coronella map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game downloadable content menu, and as of the 1.0 release, this map is indeed available on all platforms. Now this is not your standard farm sim map. This map is actually 3 different play modes embedded in a single map file. So we have La Coronella Competitive, we have La Coronella Standard, and we have La Coronella Pro. We've downloaded one map. We have 3 distinct ways to play this map. So let's read the description. Welcome to La Coronella, a map born from the imagination. Here you can relax among more than 60 irregular fields in all kinds of sizes. Among its more than 100 uneven terrains, you will find plots of olives and almond trees. That's right, this map includes a new plant in almond trees and a new product in almonds that you can harvest. And then also you can then further refine those almonds into almond oil. More on that later. You will find a multitude of factories installed on this map, which will offer you the possibility of producing more than 25 new products. In addition, it contains enclosed prepared competitive zone for which you can do alone or with your friends. You have at your disposal 3 distinct ways to play on this map, so pick the one that best suits your way of playing. And as I said, you can start this map up with the competitive zone. You can start it up in standard mode, or we can start it up in pro mode. Now, all of these modes are additive. So the most restrictive is competitive. Then we add features for standard, and then we add even more features to the pro. So when we get around to the farm tour, the fly around, and the drive around, we're going to be doing it in the pro version of the map, because basically if we looked at it in standard, then we're going to see a lot of things missing that are part of pro. But nothing is in pro that isn't already in standard and competitive. So we are going to first start by loading up competitive. Let's read about the competitive version of the map. There is a plot located in the north of the map prepared for your competitive games with your friends or alone. Are you ready to show off your farming simulator skills? And then I believe there are 5 distinct challenges that we're going to see up here in the competitive zone. Under standard mode of play, we have a starting farm pre-installed with buildings and farm machinery. We have installed animal stables that are adapted to the map. Feeding and animal husbandries are custom. We have 2 biogas plants. We have the ability to have sheep milk, so we can milk our sheep, or we can have wool from our sheep. There are 2 distinct areas for that. We have almond trees, and we have sheep cheese, almond oil, and biogas cylinders as far as unique production opportunities. 2 pine plantations, various logging areas, a solar panel area, 25 gold coins, and 25 silver coin collectibles. Different garages to edit to create your own farm, so there are build areas on the standard mode, and that is mostly because when you go into pro mode, there are so many more factories and things to do that are already pre-placed then in those empty plots or empty lots in the standard mode. Warehouses with filling animation for a multitude of products with a garage included. Placeable factories to produce seed, fertilizer, lime, mixed rations, and pig food. And then basically a plethora of sell points for all of your products that you can grow and produce. Now, added to the standard mode of play is the pro version of the map. The pro version of the map includes 25 additional factories for a total of 33 production points that are available in the pro mode. Production of empty pallets, which will be necessary for the vast majority of factories. 2 greenhouse plots with the need for manure. 25 new products, including corn oil, melons, watermelons, cardboard, smoothies, jams. There are signage located all around the factories and animal areas to help guide you as to what goes where, which is absolutely outstanding. Edited base game machinery for the new products, and basically a ton of time has gone into the creation of these 3 maps, or 3 ways to play on a single map, and the map author hopes you enjoy all of those. So we're going to load in the competitive version first. We're going to look at the competitive area of the map, and then we are going to load into the standard version and run down a lot of the normal things that we take a look at initially. And then we're going to load into the Pro version, do some of that rundown again to reflect the things that are added to the Pro version. Then we're going to do our farm tour under the Pro version. We're going to do the fly around and the drive around once again, also in the Pro version of the map. So sit down, folks, because this is going to take a while, because there is a whole lot to talk about. Now, when you load this map up, you're going to find that there are 3 required mods that are not listed on the Giants website or in the downloadable menu with respect to this particular map. And that is the low-cost silos, a placeable storage silo, and the Robert Balfour pack. If you do not have any of those in your mod folder, when you try to load this map up, you're going to get a pop-up that's basically saying, hold up, buddy. You are missing some required mods. Do you want to go ahead and download those? If you say yes, it's going to conveniently go ahead and pull those down from the Giants Mod Hub and put those in your mod folder for you, so that you will then have everything that you need to load into this map. So we are going to use the mods that we typically use when we take a look at maps. That is additional field info, additional game settings, field lease, field calculator, and precision farming. Let's go ahead and watch the map load on into the competitive zone. We're not going to look at the log for standard or pro, but I can tell you that it is error-free, not a problem at all. It will take a little bit longer to load in each subsequent play mode because, well, there's just more built into the map. Now, what we have just flashing up here is a couple warnings telling us that we have guided steering enabled on some of these vehicles that is loading up, but we do not have guided steering enabled on this particular game save. So when we load in to the competitive zone, we start here at the starting farm. So the career start point is the same for all play modes. I'm just going to quickly tab up to the competitive zone, which is in the center north of the map. And we will come out here to our sign. And we've got 2 signs. So depending on your language of choice, but we're going to take a look at the English version of sign. And again, as far as where we are on the map, we are up here in the middle north in the competitive zone. And we already have pre-staged equipment for one side of the competitive zone. So if you want to do this in multiplayer, you will need to go ahead and get another set of all of this equipment so that you can then have it for the other side. So we have 5 challenges. We have to mow, bale, collect, and put the bales into a very specific area within the competitive zone. Plowing. We have to plow an entire field with a 2.5 meter plow and do it as best as we can in as quick a time as possible. Poplar. We have to cut, bale, collect, and put those bales also in the indicated area in the competitive zone. Pallets. We have to pick up and transport pallets through a windy course and put them on the shelf without knocking over any cones. And then skill, the most hateful of all the challenges. We need to reverse a dolly trailer a couple of different times. So let's load on in here and take a look at each challenge. And then we'll take a look at what equipment we have to use in these challenges. So the first challenge, and the English sign is on the other side of the fence. First challenge is mowing. We have to mow, bale, collect, and enter selling points. Well, this is the area that we have to mow. This little hillside. And we have to then bale it and then place the bales on these. On these things right here. And if you use the smaller bales, you can actually place them inside of here because they are hollow. Challenge number 2 is going to be around plowing. We have to use a 2.5 meter plow. All the field must be completely plowed, and GPS or similar items are invalidated. So here is our strip that we need to plow with the 2.5 meter plow. Pretty straightforward. Challenge number 3 is poplar. We are to cut and bale the poplar, pick it up, and then place it down once again in the tubes down at the bottom of the hill. Challenge number 4 is going to involve pallets and moving pallets. We are to take pallets from the shelf, transport them without touching the cones, and place them on that shelf right there. So we have 2 pallets of liquid, 2 pallets, 1 of seed, 1 of mineral feed. We have our front loader, we have our forks, and we have our tractor pre-staged for the event. A nice kind of gathering area for viewers to watch and have some refreshments. Nice little touch. And then the final 5th challenge, the most evil of all challenges, is the reversing test. We are to use a reversing maneuver to load our trailer. Then we are to fill it. We're going to go to the download area and then use a reversing maneuver to unload the trailer. So here we have our trailer, wonderful dolly trailer, and we are to hook to it, pull it up, and then reverse around the corner. We're to then load our trailer with lime, and then we are to pull forward. Sorry, pull forward, I believe, into here. And then we are to unload it, I believe, in this location right here. The unloading is a little suspect, but I'm deriving that we're supposed to really actually unload it into here. So we're to pull forward, reverse that way, load it, pull forward into here, and then reverse into here. And basically the other side is set up exactly how this side is set up, with the exception that we do not have any starting machinery pre-staged. It would be nice to see both sides already set up. I understand why possibly that wouldn't work so well, because we would have to assign farm 1 and farm 2 to the 2 sides. Let's go and see what our starting equipment is for the competitive zone. We've got the John Deere 6110M small tractor. We have the Deucefar 8280 TTV medium and the John Deere 6230R medium tractor. We have the Fendt 930 Vario large tractor. We have the Krone Big M450. We have the DD 24073/2 XXL dolly trailer for your reversing pleasure. PO5 XL plow. We have the Bio Baler WB55 for the poplar baling. We have the VB3190 round baler from Kuhn for the grass. And then we have the Anderson bumper in order to basically bump and move the poplar bales out of your way. We have then a pair of front loaders in the 643R and the 603R. We have front loader pallet fork, and then we have the telehandler, which is the Robert PBR bale fork, and then we can use this with our front loader arms as provided. And that is the competitive zone. Now the competitive zone is lacking several other things. So if you load this map up in competitive and then wish to do actual traditional farming, you may find things a little bit lacking. First off, the only land that we own is the competitive zone, which is $1.6 million to buy. A little expensive. If we take a look at our prices screen, you're going to see that we do have the ability under the competitive zone to sell all of our crops. We come down to our products, and we do have the ability to sell all of the base game products also available. Now, we do have a limited list of production in the competitive zone. There are no animals at the start, and we do not own any production chains at the start. And the only productions that are available on the map in the competitive zone is a fertilizer plant, a seed plant, we have 2 biogas plants, and that is it in competitive. Now let's go and take a look at standard. Taking a look at standard mode of gameplay, if we look at the PDA and we take a look at our lands area, you're going to see that we own the competitive zone, but there is no machinery up in the competitive zone anymore. It is free and void of any sort of machinery up there. We do have starting machinery down here in standard, and in fact, in all play modes with standard and pro. So in easy mode or new farmer mode, in farm manager start from scratch or medium or hard modes, we do have everything you see here at the main farm. You start out with all the buildings and you start out with all of your machinery in all play modes in standard and pro. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting equipment in standard mode. We start out with the Dutsvar 7250 TTV and a modded McCormick X8 627 VT drive tractor. We have under large tractors a Fendt 930 Vario. We have the New Holland CH7.70 harvester that is paired up with the Superflex 25-foot grain header. And then we also have the N40BX header trailer. We also have a 12-row Capello corn header for our harvester. We have a pair of Branter DD24073/2 XXL dolly trailers. We have the Scorpio 550 stone collector, EcoMat plow. We have the TerraSim C6F seeder. We have the PowerRoll 1230 HD Dalbo roller. We have a modded fertilizer spreader that is included with the map, the ZATS 3200 combo that is set up to both do lime and fertilizer. We have the MSS 3700 leveler. We have for silo compaction the Stego 485 Pro compactor. We have the Hauer XB 190 and 150 front loader arms. We have front loader tools in the universal bucket and pallet fork. We also then have a 2,500 kilogram front weight, 3,300 kilogram front weight, and 1,500 kilogram front weight. And then we have the edited MKS 8LC tanker trailer that in standard mode is going to be configured to take water, milk. This is a liquid form of mineral feed. Then we have goat's milk. We have methane, fuel, and DEF. That is in standard mode. It's very important to recognize that because in pro mode, this trailer is going to hold a lot more. Now, speaking of mods and DLCs that are embedded with the map, let's go ahead and take a look at that. We have a custom milk tanker that is going to work with milk and sheep milk. It is also color selectable. We have then the McCormick X8 VT drive that is color selectable. The Landini Series 7 Roboto 6 Edit, which is also going to be color selectable. We have a methane tanker that is configured to haul methane, and ooh, she is a shiny one. Then we have the Broad 9090X almond harvester, obviously for harvesting of our custom almond trees. We have a pair of Amazon fertilized spreaders that are customized to work with lime as well. We have the Agrisim Disco. Yeah, we have this cultivator. Or is it a subsoiler or is it a mulcher? I honestly forget. But at any rate, it says it's a subsoiler. It is color selectable. We have a custom universal bucket that is configured to work with additional fill types that are available on the map, including almonds, compost, and this is animal feed. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. Then we have a pair of liquid tankers that are additionally configured, as I said, to work with some new liquid fill types that are part of this map. We have a mineral tanker that is configured to work with the liquid mineral food, or mineral liquid, whatever, mineral additive. And then we have a pallet of the mineral additive as well. Now, let's talk about the productions that are available on standard mode. There are 10 productions built into this map. We have a fertilizer production, seed production, 2 biogas plants, just like the challenge version. But in addition to that, we have a sawmill, lime processing, grape processing unit, a bakery, an oil mill, a dairy, and that is the 10 productions that are built into standard. Now let's dive into those productions in a little bit more detail. By default, you start out owning the Fertimaster and Seedmaster in standard mode. And then I have also gone ahead and bought the rest of the production so that we can take a look at inputs and outputs. So with the Fertimaster in standard mode, we have manure and digestate. It's going to make solid fertilizer. The Seedmaster is going to be barley and slurry. It's going to make seeds. Then under lime, we have stones in and lime out. For grape processing, pretty standard. We have grapes in, and we're going to get raisins or grape juice outputs. Bakery, fairly standard. Again, we have our bread or cake production. The oil mill, we have sunflower oil, canola oil, olive oil, and now the addition of almond oil production capabilities. For the dairy, we have butter, cheese, sheep cheese, which is going to require sheep milk, and then we have the ability to do chocolate. We have biogas plant, pretty standard there. We do have the ability to output biogas cylinders at the east biogas plant, whereas the regular south biogas plant, we are just outputting standard methane. Then the sawmill is going to just be fairly standard, wood in, output of planks and wood chips. Now, let's go and load in the big boy version of the map, the Pro version, and then we'll get on with the rest of the video. In Pro mode, we have some changes from standard mode. So let's go ahead and do a quick rundown of some things. Let's take a look at the PDA. We're going to take a look at the lands area. We no longer own the competitive zone. That is no longer owned, but we do own the main farm. We own fields 24 and 35, which we owned earlier. We also own the solar plant, which honestly, I do not remember if we owned the solar plant in standard mode. But the big change is we definitely do no longer own the competitive zone to the north. Now, with respect to our crop calendar, we're going to come back to this in a little bit, but we do have a custom crop calendar because we do have almonds and we do have a bit more things going on in the prices area. But let's lead off with taking a quick look at the starting equipment. Then we'll look at the mods that are included with the map. Then we'll look at the production, and then we'll just kind of reset and start our normal process. So if we take a look at our starting equipment, again, this is in Pro mode. We start out with the Dutz Faller 7250 TTV HD medium tractor and the McCormick X8 modded medium tractor. We have the 930 Vario. We have the same harvester that is paired up with the same header and corn header. We also have the same corn header trailer. We have a pair of Brentner trailers, just as we do in standard mode. We have the stone picker. We have our plow. We have our seeder that we had earlier. Same with the roller and fertilizer spreader. Overall, we have a lot of the exact same stuff in Pro mode versus standard mode. But where the change comes in is under our tankers. Now you can see that this tanker is going to hold canola oil liquid. We have then our mineral liquid. We have methane. We have olive oil. We have diesel. We have water. We have regular milk, almond oil. We have sheep milk. We have corn oil. We have sunflower oil. And we have DEF now available. So this same tanker now holds a lot more fill types because we have a lot more fill types available in Pro mode. We take a look at our mods and DLCs. Again, for this map, we've got modded tanker trailer, which is going to take our milk from our sheep and cows. We have a color selectable McCormick, color selectable Landini. We have our methane tanker once again. We have our almond harvester once again. We have our pair of Amazon fertilize and lime spreaders. We have our subsoil that is color selectable. Our universal bucket has been also modified to accept some of these new fill types. So we have olives, almonds, then we have olive leaves over here. That is new in Pro mode. We have our liquid tankers that, as I said, are set up to hold a lot more fill types that are custom to the Pro edit. We have our mineral tanker and we have our mineral pallet. Now, as far as production that we own at the start, we own the Fertimaster and Seedmaster at the start in Pro mode. Now, I'm going to go ahead and buy the rest of the production, 33 productions in total. And then we're going to run through all of the productions in detail as for what is actually available in Pro mode. And then we're going to reset and start as if this was a normal video. Now that we own all of the production, let's take a look and see what is available. We have our Fertimaster and Seedmaster once again. Order's changed a little bit, but we have our South biogas plant that is going to take silage, slurry, manure, and sugar beet cut, and it's going to produce methane and digestate like normal. Then we have the East biogas plant that is going to take, once again, silage, slurry, manure, and sugar beet cut. This time, though, it's going to produce digestate or biogas in cylinder format. We have our sawmill, which is going to now take wood and pallets. This is new. So in standard mode, our sawmill was just wood in, planks, and wood chips out. Now that we are in Pro mode, boys and girls, we have to supply pallets to next to every production point. So our sawmill is going to require wood and pallets now in order to produce planks or wood chips. Our fertilizer and seed master is still manure, digestate for solid fertilizer, barley and slurry for seeds, lime processing, stones to lime, paper factory. We have the ability to make rolls of paper or paper board, cardboard. That's going to take wood or cotton, wood and cotton for paper, water and pallets. Then for cardboard, we have wood, cotton, water, and pallets also. Sunflower oil, we have sunflowers in. We're going to get liquid oil out. Canola in, canola liquid oil out. Almond oil, almonds in, almond liquid out. Corn oil production, corn in, corn oil out. Notice these are all distinct production facilities on their own. We have an olive cleaner where we're going to bring dirty olives in. We're going to clean those olives up. We're going to get clean olives as an output, as well as olive leaves. Then we have the packing factory that is going to take sunflower oil, canola oil, olive oil, corn oil, and almond oil, all the liquids, as well as pallets, and convert those into packaged sunflower, canola, olive, corn, and almond oils. Grape processing unit, we're going to be adding pallets to our grape processing unit. So it's going to take grapes and pallets to produce raisins and grape juice. Our bakery now is going to require the ability to bring, once again, pallets in for our bread and our cakes. And in addition, we now have the ability to make donuts at our bakery. So we have 2 flour, 2 sugar, egg, and then we have, this is margarine. That's a new fill type, as well as pallets to get donuts. At our spinnery, we're going to have wool or cotton, and we're going to also need pallets to produce our fabric. Sugar beet factory. So the sugar factory, we're going to need pallets once again in order to produce sugar from sugar beet cut, or sugar cane. Our grain mill, we have the ability to make flour in wheat, barley, oat, sorghum, corn, or almond varieties. Once again, we will need to also provide pallets. Our clothing factory, our fabric confections, we're going to require fabric and pallets to make clothing. Cereal factory is, guess what? Going to require pallets once again to produce cereal, but we also have the ability now to make chocolate cereal with the addition of chocolate to the standard cereal recipe. Under our dairy, we have butter, cheese, chocolate, and sheep cheese, all of which are going to require pallets in pro mode to produce. We have the production center where we're going to be able to bring strawberries and sugar and pallets in order to make strawberry jelly, tomato jelly, which apparently is a thing, brand new to me, but tomato jelly, where we're going to bring tomatoes, sugar, and pallets to make some tomato jelly. Tomato juice is going to require tomatoes, a little bit of bread, a little bit of olive oil, and pallets in order to make tomato juice. We have strawberry milkshakes. We got strawberries, regular cow milk, and pallets in order to get our strawberry milkshake. We got chocolate milkshakes, chocolate, regular cow milk, and pallets for our chocolate milkshake. And watermelon and melon smoothies are going to require watermelons, melons, cow milk, and pallets for our smoothie production. We're going to bring wood chips and pallets to make wood pellets. We make some margarine with sunflower oil and pallets, olive oil and pallets, corn oil and pallets, or almond oil and pallets. We've got our oil press where we're going to bring clean olives and water, and we're going to get olive oil out of that. For our pallet factory, we are going to bring wood, and we're going to get pallets and wood chips. Our carpentry facility is going to require planks and pallets to make furniture, wood chips, and now wooden boxes as well. Tomato greenhouse, we have water, manure, and pallets to make tomatoes. Lettuce greenhouse, water, manure, pallets to get lettuce. Strawberries, water, manure, pallets to get our strawberries. Melon greenhouse, guess what? Water, manure, and pallets. Watermelons, that's right, water, manure, and pallets. And then we also have the ability to bring potatoes, sunflower oil, and pallets to make potato chips. And that is the very, very fast rundown of all of the new production and new capabilities that are a part of the pro mode of this map. Wow. So let's go ahead and reset and get on with the actual map tour. So we take a look at our PDA. We're going to zoom out. We're going to check, and we see that we do have the ability to own. Oh, we also have. Oh, now we own the biogas plants because earlier we bought all the production. So we have the biogas south down here, and it is. I can't click on it to see the price. At any rate, we have the biogas south. We have the biogas east. Okay. We take a look. We do have all the standard crop types available to us here in Farm Sim 22 with the addition of almonds. Let's go ahead and jump up to our farmland lease screen. The farmland lease screen is going to show us all of the viable farmlands on the map, if they are including fields, what fields they include, how much they are going to cost, and so forth. So let's go ahead and take a look. We have farmland 31, 3.8 hectares, field 24 at $182,000. Farmland 33 at 4 hectares in size, $194,000. 34, which is 3.55 hectares, 30 field 35 for $170,000. And then this is the solar plant for $30,000. And these are likely the two biogas plants that are $0 as far as the farmlands go, because you had to have bought the facility already. So let's go ahead and just slowly scroll through the list of available farmlands, how big they are, what fields they include, and how much they are going to cost us. We can see now we have quite the listing of viable factory areas with these really small farmlands. When we take a look at our actual field calculator, right now we're going to see the actual fields and those field sizes. So field 24 is 3.34 hectares, field 35 is 3, hectares in size. Let's slowly scroll through this list. Overall, you're going to see fields that are going to range anywhere between 1.5 hectares, all the way up to 8 or 9. So we're talking about some modest field sizes here, mostly in the medium to medium large range, I would say. If we look at our crop counter, you can see we do have the ability to do almonds now. We have a fairly large planting season, March through June. Then we have a very narrow harvesting season of October with respect to our almonds. Everything else overall looks fairly standard as far as FS22 crop counters, if my memory serves me correct. Now, if we take a look at our prices screen, you will see in Pro mode, we have a bit more areas to sell things. And a lot of these production areas are going to show things like sunflowers. Sunflower oil production, $0. We're not selling to sunflower oil because we own it. So we're not going to get any money there. So if we go ahead and scroll through this list, you see we do have the ability to sell all the base grain products. We have the ability to get rid of all of our animal outputs. We have the ability to get rid of silage, hay, straw, and grass. And then as we also move down to our standard base game productions, we do indeed have the ability to sell all of the standard base game production items that are available in the game on this particular map without having to put down any additional sell points. We also have multiple areas to buy bulk lime. We do have multiple areas to get rid of our stones. And then we move into our new productions. We have clean olives, olive leaves, sheep milk, melons, watermelons, pallets, lots of places to do pallets because lots of things are going to take pallets inputs, almonds, packaged sunflower oil, canola oil, olive oil, regular loose almond oil, canola oil, packaged corn oil, packaged almond oil, paper rolls, cardboard, biogas cylinders, donuts, wooden boxes, chocolate cereal, sheep cheese, tomato jelly, strawberry jelly, tomato juice, strawberry milkshake, chocolate milkshake, watermelon and regular melon smoothies, margarine, pellets, and potato chips. Now, animal food is not something that we can sell, but it is something that we are going to need in order to feed all of our animals. So all of the animals have been modified on this map to require animal food, which is something that we will have to produce. Then we also have the ability to make compost, and any compost that is made, we can sell at this particular sell point. All of our equipment is new. All of it is owned. None of it is leased, which is good to see. We do not start out with any animals at the start. We do have contracts available on this map. We already talked about the production that we own at the start, which is going to be the seed and fertilizer masters. We do have 50 collectibles on this map, even though it's only showing up 30. There are 50 gold coins and, 25 gold coins and 25 silver coins according to the description. Now let's take a look at build mode because, oh boy, there is a whole lot going on here in the build mode. Under sheds, we have some custom sheds that are a part of this map. We have Corral Model 1 and Corral Model 2. These are kind of pre-built areas with a wall and a door. Some sheds and such built in. So we have 1 and 2. We're going to find these on the main farm, but we could also use these in building our own areas around the map where those exist. We've got sheds, all part of being built into the map here. And everything that we have on the main farm, with the exception of the silage bunkers, can also be sold. So under silos, we have all the standard silos, part of the silos of the AGI pack. And then we move into the silos that are modded for this particular map. And we have a bunch of storage silos for different fill types. So we have like an almond warehouse here. We have a dump station, we have a fill station. And then on the right side, we have where you can store machinery and such. That is what the description means when it says there are warehouses with garages attached. So we have one for almonds. We have a manure bunker. We have then olives, grapes, sugarcane, sugar beets, wood chips, potatoes, stones, chaff, compost, fertilizer, total mixed rations, grass, hay, lime, manure, pig food, seed, silage, straw, and then under Pro mode, we have the warehouse for clean olives, because that is only available in Pro mode, as well as olive leaf storage. Then we have liquid storage for herbicide and liquid fertilizer. We have storage for animal food. We're going to get into that here in a minute. We have placeable storage silos for seed, silo, or solid compost and lime. Then we have a placeable storage silo for pig food and mixed rations. We have a placeable silo for just standard grains, and then we have a multi-fruit type silo to store all types of products. Silo extensions. We have our a manure heap extension. We have a grain silo extension, and then we have a multi-product silo extension. Containers, we have a methane tank to store methane in, as well as a diesel tank. Tools, farmhouses, just standard stuff. Now, when we get to our factories, we have the ability to make fertilizer. We have the ability to make seed. We have the ability to make compost from straw and digestate. We have the ability to make forage, TMR, from silage, water, straw, and hay. We have the ability to make pig food from potatoes, corn, sunflowers, and water. We have the ability to make animal feed from sugar beet cut, barley. Then we have our liquid mineral feed and water. So that is going to be required to produce animal feed, which is going to be needed at all of the animals built into this map. Then we also have Cut Master, which is going to take water and sugar beets and make sugar beet cut. No custom sell points, no custom greenhouses. Then we have almond trees. We're going to place those just like we would olives or grapes. Right there, we're just going to draw them all out. Nothing in generators. As far as animal areas, we do have a custom chicken coop included with the map. And chickens are going to take, as I said, they're going to require that animal food now. Bees, others, all standard. Decoration, I believe we are talking fairly standard stuff here. We just do need to check. And landscaping, we have a small listing of paintable textures, plants, a nice array of plants, and a decent array of trees are available to be put down on the map. Now, let's get around to our farm tour. So in all play modes, this is our career start point. In standard or pro mode, this is our main farm. So we have our sleep trigger located right there. Interestingly and oddly enough, at least I find it oddly enough, in our workshop, this is where we're going to come to change our coveralls, because this is our wardrobe trigger. We're going to make our way around. We've just got a nice shed here for storage of some machinery. Same goes here. And you may notice that a lot of these buildings are using flat textures. So a lot of these buildings are not making use of the new texturing system. That will ultimately come into our scoring system. But how much that affects your personal gameplay, that is between you and, well, you alone. So you're going to be able to tell if this is or isn't going to cause you issues with respect to being able to play on this map or not. Then we have our custom colored McCormick. We have our Dutesfar across there. We had our Fent in the other building. And we're not going to go across the street quite yet. Here we have our diesel tank. 20,000 liters. It is currently empty. Here we have slurry storage. And we have manure storage right here. So we have our dump station. We have our output pipe for that. Got some just general sheds going on here. Over here we have our olive warehouse. So we're going to dump our olives in here to store. We're going to get our olives out there. We just have some general place to, well, place our buildings, or not our buildings, but our machinery. Down the hillside, more storage for machinery and such. You're not going to be at a loss on this farm to store stuff. Here we have our Fert Master. And I'm going to back up a little bit because that thing is loud. But we got our area for our liquid inputs. We have our solid inputs at the top, our interactive icon, and our output pipe. We've got some fertilizer, some seed, some lime big bags for our use. We have our stone warehouse to store stone. We want to store up our stone. And we have our liquid for our fertilizer or herbicide. And then I believe this is going to be, yeah, that's the main road. Here we have methane storage. This tank is also empty. And remember, all of these buildings that we've seen so far can be removed. We have almond storage, with the exception of things like this, right? Things like this, the power lines, they're going to stay. But with respect to buildings, they can all go away. Here we have our grain silo. We also have some grain already in here. Barley, corn, canola, sunflower, soybean, and sorghum to get us started. Talked about this being on the map in a few places. So here we have one of those corrals. We have our modded liquid tanker in here. We have our chickens. So on our chickens, we do have chicks listed. Don't get too excited. This is not Lighthoff Bergman. We do not have little baby chicks. These are visually the same as regular chickens, but we do have the ability to buy chicks. They are listed separate. They have a 2-month gestation period and 6 months to puberty, just like regular chickens, but they are 0 months old. So we can go ahead and buy those. It looks like it's going to be -$1, -$10, so -$11. Are we going to make money? Did we make money when we bought our chicks? But at any rate, you see they are the normal size chickens. We have our food trough right here. And remember, our food is different with our animals. So grain, we're going to take wheat, oat, or sorghum to feed our chickens. And then we're also going to need to provide that animal food that we talked about, needing to be able to produce. We're going to get our eggs right there. Across the street we go. Here we have our Seed Master. And once again, we are going to back up because this thing is just extremely loud. But we have our liquid input, we have our solid dump, we have our control icon, and then we have our output pipe. Some more shed storage. Here we have storage for seed, lime, and solid fertilizer. We also have some lime, seed, and solid fertilizer at the start. This shed can be removed. These bunkers cannot, for whatever reason. They are permanent in all play modes. You cannot sell those. Those are the only things really on the farm that you cannot sell. And guys, that is the main farm tour. So one thing that you do not have at the start, if you want to do animals, you will need to definitely put down that animal feed mixer. All right, with that, let's go ahead and get set up for our fly around. We're going to fly around the map. Remember, this is the pro version. So if you are going to play in standard, there's going to be some things you're going to see here in the fly around and drive around portion of the video that is not included in the standard mode of the map. They are going to be blank buildable areas instead. Let's get a little bit of altitude and we will do our normal rotation around the map. Now there was one area of the farm that I did miss. It's a little bit removed from the farm. Basically additional storage warehouses right there in the center of the screen. We're going to find 4 additional storage warehouses just across the street there. We didn't cover that during the walk around of the main farm. But you can see the main farm here. It's quite substantial. There's the other corral that we also didn't go into. That's where our harvester is stored. I have to say, La Cornelia in FS, I believe this map first came out in FS 17, was impressive. La Cornelia in FS 19 was impressive. This was one of the few maps that had the ability to do production on console by basically, you know, strangle holding the animal production functionality and making production kind of out of the animal areas. And then here we have La Cornelia in FS 22. Once again, an outstanding map that is leading, dare I say, leading innovation with respect to farm sim. Now we're going to fly over here and kind of go in a counterclockwise rotation, I think, from the main farm. We have our vehicle shop down here. You can see the flashing lights. That's where we're going to actually end our tour. We have our dealer right there. Little residential area. Some production going on. I, quite honestly, with 33 different productions built into the map, I'm not going to remember where each and every production is from overhead. But we will get the better ideas of all of that during the fly around. So we've got a big production area here. Got some more production going on. More sell points. Something's written into this circle here. I'm not really sure I can read it with the tree. Kind of wish the tree wasn't there so I could actually read what that said. One of our biogas plants is located right there. That is the East Biogas Plant. I believe that is the one that produces cylinders. Below we have some slurry storage. Coming in here to the tail end of a decent little sized forest. We will need a lot of trees if we're going to do pro mode because all of our productions are going to require pallets. Here we have the great processing facility. Here we have the stone crusher to lime area. And even in pro mode, we do have areas like this where we still have some placeable areas where you could even further expand by adding additional production to the map. We are flying over field 30, which is 7.94 acres in size. A nice river cutting through here, some stone bridges. We've got some waterfalls also coming through here. Just an absolutely stunning map. And to have all of this production also included. Until this has been a kind of a labor of love, if you will. So with respect to some of the scoring, we're going to give the map a full point with respect to production being built in, areas set aside for such. In all play modes, we have a lot of production. We've got 4 production in the challenge mode, 10 production in standard, and 33 production in the pro mode. And even in the pro mode, we still have areas set aside for the placement of additional production. So we've got a horse pasture down below. So we have some more of our oil plants and such located down there also. There we have our solar plant. We cannot sell the solar panels. So I tried that. We can't sell the solar panels. We've got our greenhouses below the solar panels. This is one of the pine plantations that was mentioned in the description. You can see the vacant competitive zone up there on the hill. The map is also going to get a full point with respect to including sell points for all included crops, base game, animal outputs, and production areas, in addition to all of the custom crops. Not crops, but yeah, we have almonds. So the custom crops, we have the custom production that is built into the map. We're going to give the map 3/4 of a point with respect to can the farms be customized, because we do have built-in silage bunkers that we can't get rid of. There's also a little bit of decoration scattered around, like those power poles and such, that we can't get rid of. Here we have our biomass heating plant. We've talked a little bit about the buildings where appropriate are using the new texture technique. Not so much on this map. Where we have FS22 buildings, yes, they are. They are indeed using the new texture technique. But where we have custom buildings, for the most part, they are not using the new texturing. So we're going to give the map just 1/4 of a point there. We can see the low part of the map. That is where the main farm is located. We look across to the southern edge of the map. A lot going on. Not a lot of wasted space in this map, that is for sure. Now we're going to be making our way down to the almond orchard. There's one almond orchard on the map. It is south of field 32. So we're making our way down in that general direction right now. I do like it when maps include, if they include custom crops, I do like it when maps already include those in the map, so that you don't have to go and plant those special. I mean, you should be showing it off, I think. You should be profiling, hey, look, I've got almonds. I'm going to go ahead and put almonds in on the map, so you can start out with them right away. We do have a grove here of olives pre-placed. Some additional production down below. Oh, this is where we have our olive cleaner. And here we have our almonds. On this hillside, we have our almonds just south of field 32. We do not own this at the start. We will need to wait until, what is it, October to harvest these. They, for the most part, look just like olive trees, right? They have been modified to produce almonds. Another stone crusher located up here on top of the hill. Then as we come across the southern portion of the map, we have additional production facilities down below. I'm going to go ahead and, well, we already own all of those, so we're good to go. Nice waterfall again. Lots of cool little details here. So much going on the map. It's like, where do you start? Where do you start by showing all of this stuff? We have our spinnery down below. We have more production. Off in the distance, even more production. Everywhere you look, there's production on this map at this altitude. One of these hot air balloons is also a customized hot air balloon with the name of the map on it. For oil, we have our pig facility just south of the main farm over there. Here we have the cow farm, where the cow pasture continues down under the road, and this is a modified feeding robot building, where the feeding robot is separate from the main building. We messed with that during a live stream. It does indeed work as expected. This is going to be our olive press, I believe, where we're going to get olive oil. And again, we have places like this, placeable areas still. With 33 productions built in, we still have placeable areas set. There we have another one of our pine plantations. Another oil processing facility on the top of the hill there. Waterfalls galore. Waterfalls galore. Some more greenhouses. We have the Southern Biogas Plant. Our cereal factory. This particular sheep facility is going to be for wool. There is another sheep facility more closer to the farm that is going to be for sheep milk. And then we make our way back over here to town, where we are going to settle down at our vehicle shop, get our Mahindra, and try our best to not miss anything with the drive around. All the sell points, all the production points. It's going to be quite the endeavor. Here we are at the vehicle shop. We do have our vehicle trigger. Let's go ahead and get our Mahindra. We have our customized repair, sell, trade, and repaint trigger here at the shop, clearly marked. Nice little touch is the pulsating name of the map here, name of the town. I'm sure that'll look pretty cool in the middle of the night. We have another wardrobe point here at the shop. Interesting. Okay, scratch that. We interrupt this program literally in the middle of it because I have now finished recording the entire video. I've finished editing most of the first part. This is going to be a two-parter series, as you've seen in the thumbnail. We're going to cut it here. The second part is going to be exclusively the drive around to all of the sell points, all of the production areas, looking at all the triggers and all of that. So we're going to cut part one here. Go ahead and roll that beautiful credit footage. We're going to come back for part two. Be sure to check out part two, where we do a very, very in-depth drive around, taking a look at every single production point, all 33 in the play mode, in pro mode, all of the animal areas, all of the sell points, and other points of interest on this stunning, incredible map that is La Cornelia. And until next time, happy farming.